Southeast Dance started the Audience Ambassador scheme back in 2014 with the aim basically to introduce new people to dance. And we know that dance is varied and dynamic and interesting, but we also know that it's sometimes a challenge for those who have little experience of either seeing or doing dance to come and see a performance. Our pilot round of the scheme involved a German artist called Juliette, and we were completely overwhelmed by the positive response from everyone who took part. So we decided to do it again with a brand new group of ambassadors, this time working with artist doer.
So my name's doer and I'm an artist. The Audience Ambassador program for me is really about finding a way we can attract new audiences to dance and to performance.
We thought that a really good way to begin our first session with the ambassadors was to invite them to come for a meal where we could eat and talk and they could meet Dan and begin to unpick what performance might be and why we may or may not choose to engage with it.
This is really quite special in that they're being able to follow me as an artist and ask questions they might have.
I'm kind of new to the dance world, so I just didn't really, I really enjoyed it, I didn't know how to process it, but I also didn't feel like I could talk about it.
I don't see a lot of contemporary dance, and I was quite excited because I like new things.
For the second session, we invited the ambassadors to attend Beast, which is Dan's latest work. After the show, they also took part in a post-show talk, which explained how and why the work was made.
You can't really prepare yourself for something like that.
I was a little bit worried that it was going to be long and boring, but I was surprised that it didn't feel like 45 minutes.
My first gut reaction is really, wow.
Yeah, I felt really stunned in the moment, and then afterwards my brain was kind of racing. So,
as an artist, I really get the opportunity to chat with people who are using a different set of language to talk about what they're seeing and what they're perceiving and what they're expecting.
For the third session, we invited the ambassadors to take part in a symposium which was held at Brighton Dome, which was an informal series of talks that gave them the chance to explore some of the ideas around Dan's work. And what was interesting was how everybody had their own perspective and could really relate to these themes.
Actually, the more meaningful conversations happen with people who are new to dance.
I feel like sometimes I don't even have the vocabulary to talk about it, and hearing people, professionals, talking about it has been just so eye-opening, because it's people that I really would never have met otherwise.
It was so much more refreshing than I thought it might have been.
For the fourth and final session, we invited everybody back to Southeast Dance to have another glass of wine and to just kind of really, it was a chance for ambassadors to talk through everything that they had learnt and voice, actually by now quite confidently, what they thought about the process and about Dan's work. I think the key outcome was empowerment, because by exposing how and why work like Dan's is made, and by opening up conversations and debates, we seem to remove the fear of anyone not getting it. The scheme kind of gives ambassadors a real chance and permission to respond to things really honestly, just as they see them. And it was just really exciting to hear them chatting amongst themselves and with the artist and really exploring everything that had gone on with a sense of anticipation and excitement. And they were even talking about what they were going to go and see next and who they would take along with them, which is really the point of this scheme. It kind of has a ripple effect, you know, it's not just the ambassadors who are involved, but all of the other people who end up also being involved afterwards.
I'm genuinely surprised on how changed my opinion has been, how much my mind has been opened to a whole world that I wouldn't have considered before. And I think we touched on it in there, that it's empowered us go to performances and not worry about being judged and having to get it right or wrong, and just having an experience that I would never have considered before. So yeah.